Hey guys, and welcome to another video about skilling for profit. Now I've done the Herblore guide, and I thought while I've done the Herblore guide, I may as well go and do another one as well. So this is my guide on the crafting skill. Now crafting was more of a moneymaker before Herblore. In terms of training it sort of the power route, it's very cheap nowadays. But crafting has a lot of ways where you can make money. Now the main way you're going to make money with crafting is going to be through two options. It's going to be jewelry and through armor. The jewelry will be making the necklaces for porters, making rings of dueling, but also checking the prices of the other rings because they can make money as well. And the armor will be all the royal d'hide sets, the black, blue, green, and red dragon hide bodies, because at the minute the d'hides are so low nowadays that they actually make money through alching. And once you make money through alching, there's always a demand for them. They can't go any lower than they already are, and due to the influx of the amount of dragon hide which is coming into the game, the levers are at a rock bottom price, so there's always scope for profit. Now, a few little things I'd say first. Anytime you are crafting in terms of dragonhide, always use the portable crafter. And anytime you are making jewelry at a furnace, always make sure you are using smelting gauntlets, because you can do an invo rather than just 14 of the gems and the jewelry. You can just go to the furnace with 28 gems, and the bars will already be stored into the furnace. So that quest is Family Crest. It's not too hard, it's very quick, but it will make a massive difference to what you do on your account. So what I'm going to do now is just check the price for gold bar, and this in most cases will be the biggest expense of what you're going to do. The gold bar is currently selling for 1.7k, so we'll go through the options of the emerald. And again, this just proves how cheap crafting is. An emerald now for however many GP, 244 GP really is major profit. Diamond I'll do as well. I'll work through the whole set, and if you're really interested in this and if it's very worthwhile, and if you've got an account as well which you're looking at trying to build and trying to make some GP on, let me know and I can do a more thorough guide on all the options for crafting, because there's also some other little niche items as well that I've found very useful while I was doing this account very low level as well. But I'm mainly going to go through the porter necklaces and the rings of dueling, because I think those are the ones which are probably the best for profit. Right, so looking through my trade history, I've basically just bought all the resources you need for necklaces and for the ring of dueling as well. So in terms of profit, the emerald necklace will make you 1.5k per necklace. So I've just gone through all the items and just bought them for what resource you're going to need to make the necklaces. In terms of profit, so emerald necklaces, you're going to make 1.5k profits per necklace, which is pretty good. The ring of dueling is going to be 1.1k. So if you are making emerald necklaces, which is a very low entry level skill, it's not a very high crafting level at all. The ring of dueling is going to make 1.1k, so that is definitely worthwhile to make the necklaces instead. Ruby necklace is going to make 1.1k, so in this terms I would still keep making the emerald option until you reach diamond. Now diamond was just over 3k profits, however it was very over the GE limit, and it seems to be something which was quite low volume at the time. But that is the capability of these items as well. They can go very low volume, and that's why sometimes you'll see I always buy dragonstone necklaces and sell them because I'm not using them. So that is always the scope as well. You can always slow sell them for more profit, which I always encourage. And then the dragonstone necklace as well is 2.1k profit. So all these necklaces will make quite a bit of profit. And in terms of the dragonstone necklaces as well, and the diamond as well, are very good profit as well. In terms of the emerald necklaces as well, if you didn't want to stop there and you wanted some mage XP, you can turn these into rings of dueling and you will make even more profit. Rings of dueling, as you can see by my GE history, can go very low volume at times, and that means you can sell them for a price which you think you shouldn't really sell rings of dueling for. So I've sold 644 for 6.7k. Now they have crashed, which they quite often do, but when they come back up again, they will spike and sell them at that price. Now we have sold rings of dueling for a price which is, I think they were just under 11k once, because I don't know. They were just going for that price randomly because there was not much volume on. But that's in terms of crafting the jewelry. As you can see, there's a lot of profit there and there's a lot of capability. I would suggest as well, before doing any crafting in terms of making necklaces or rings of dueling, definitely get the smelting gauntlets, because just taking the jewelry to the furnace is so much more FK and so much more laid back, and it's just going to be quicker as well because you're not running back and forth to the bank all the time. In terms of levels as well for this, the jewelry is really not very high in terms of XP. The lower stuff like the jade necklaces for the botanist amulets are very decent profit as well. But in terms of making emerald rings, it's level 27. You can spin flax to that level just to get it, or there are some quests as well. Emerald necklaces are level 29, but you can pretty much do emerald necklaces all the way until the higher tier necklaces as well. So that is what I pretty much did for crafting. It was a combination of d'hide and jewelry, but jewelry pretty much took the main sets of XP. It actually made me quite a lot of money as well. I made a lot of diamond necklaces and jade amulets as well. And for the amulets, I did the whole process. I actually made the necklace and also strung and enchanted them as well, because that was giving me the most profit. I made something like 4k an amulet. There's definitely things in terms of profit in terms of all of the crafting methods. Now, the other one as well, which I do quite a lot, is d'hides. Now, in terms of d'hides, you will need to check price and you will need to check what works best at the time. But I can leave something in terms of a calculator in VGE. Now, what I'll just do now, actually, it won't let me do that because I've got a star in my info. I just search for thread. Right, so I have an info of Royal Dragon Hides, which are the highest tier of bodies, and doing them are pretty much under 300k XP an hour. The XP an hour doing Royal d'hide bodies is mental. So I'm just going to make a quick info of Royal d'hide bodies, and let's just do 8. Now again, do this on a portable because you got a chance to save Royal Dragon Hide with the DG perk, which I do suggest doing. As well for Herblore and the other skills, if you can get the perks, they are very worthwhile. But the bonus of making or saving resources on portables and the extra XP linked to it as well is very important for you to do. So World 99 or World 84, make sure you're using those portables. So Royal Dragon Hide sells for 9.5k, which I actually believe is quite low below the out value. And that's it. So that's 2k below the out value. So if you've got an alka or anything like that, definitely go down to these items because they're very good. I know nature runes are very expensive at the minute, about 800 GP, but there's still plenty of profit left in these, similar to Onyx bolts, and they are very good. Once I've finished on this account crafting, these will probably go to my main account and then just get thrown into an alka until I can do an alka on this account. Right, so 9.5k is how much the d'hides cost. Sorry, how much it sells for, and the d'hides are 8.9k. So for every royal body, you're making 600 GP, and that's after these have gone up a bit as well. In terms of profits for the other ones as well, I'll just do a quick run through of all the other dragon hides and just show you what sort of profit you can expect per dragon hide. So I have to go through all the dragon hide bodies. Actually, only one of them makes money at the minute apart from royal, and that's the green d'hide body. For some reason, the price of dragon levers have really gone up lately, and I don't know why. And the d'hide prices for the bodies are very low. Now, some of them do have a higher out price, so the dragonhide body actually does make money in terms of alching. In terms of selling it on a GE, it doesn't make money. So because of that reason, I wouldn't bother doing them. And that doesn't mean that these won't work forever. They do change quite a lot due to prices and influx as well. It just might be an issue with there's not a lot on the GE at the minute, or the price has just gone up, or they've just been bought out, because they were very, very cheap for a long time. So in terms of crafting, and that's what happens. You just check the prices, and that's why you always price check everything. Same with Herblore, same with Smithville as well. And that's why the calculators on the wiki are so good. And I'll make sure to leave the calculators for the profits and for the XP trackers in the description, as well as the comments as well. Because I want to make sure you guys, when you're working out where you're going to train and how you're going to trade it, you're going to do it for the best XP and make profit at the same time. So for me personally, I will stick with jewelry. It's pretty much foolproof in terms of they're always needed for porters. There's always a demand, and there's always going to be profit as well. Gem prices are very, very low, so that's why you want to jump on it whenever you can and make sure you make profit. Occasionally as well, gold bars will drop towards 1k to 1.1k. At that point, I always stock up on them as well, because I know I'll always end up making more jewelry, and it's just something where it won't take a lot of money to just buy 10k and stick them into the furnace. But whenever you decide you want some AFK time, or if you want to make a bit of money, that's what you can do as well. That's how I always do skills. Whenever I see a resource is very cheap, like these Royal Dragonhide levers, I bought them and I stocked up on them, and I can use them later on as well. Same with these brews. These brews have actually gone up quite a lot since I bought them, which is great for me because it means I've made a bit more money than what I thought it was. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's just a rough guide on how to make money with crafting at the minute. Like I said before, there are some niche items as well, urns, and some of the lower tier jewelry you can make as well. If you're interested in it, and if you're interested in a bit more of an in-depth guide, please leave a comment in the description on what exactly you'd like to see. Whether it's making money with crafting part 2, or an updated one with making money with crafting, further along the line on what you can do as well. Now, there are some other skills which do make quite a lot of money in terms of the production skills. If you want to see them as well, let me know. I wanted to do crafting in Herblore because that's what I'm doing on this account. Ignore the trimmed divination cape. That's the cape of shame. And I'm pretty much not too far away from 99, and I will be getting 99 very, very soon. In terms of Herblore, we'll be training past it, but I want to show you guys what I'm doing because I'm actually making money. from skills which used to cost bank. So I hope you enjoyed, hope you found it helpful. If you have, please leave me a like in the comments, and we'll be coming with a lot more RS3 content very, very soon on this channel. I'd like to thank you all for the views and the subscribers for the beginning of this year. We've done very, very well, and I'd like to keep it going. So any suggestions of content you'd like to see, drop it in the comment section, and I'll do my best to do it for you and to provide the best content I could. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.